What I love most about philosophy is just having the opportunity to work on the kinds of big questions that really motivate me. Like a lot of other philosophers, went through a period of trying to figure out what I was really interested in. I started out as a computer scientist. I went into psychology, and while those things are great for others, they weren't really for me. I was always sort of thinking the bigger sort of why background picture questions. And those are the kinds of questions that really, that really motivate me, the ones I really want to investigate. And that's what philosophy allows me to do.
I think that what I love most about philosophy is the sense that all of the doors are open. There are no questions that it's not okay to ask. There's nowhere you're not allowed to go in your imagination, and everyone is able to go through those doors with you as long as they want to be part of the conversation. I feel like philosophy is for everyone.
I've always found sort of puzzles fascinating, and so philosophy is full of puzzles in the sense that you find yourself with a set of intuitive beliefs about an issue that turn out to be incompatible or in tension with each other, and you've got to figure out how do I revise my sort of intuitive beliefs, or how do I make sense of this domain or this problem where all of these principles seem very compelling, and yet I can't believe them all at once.
One thing I love is the creativity, that these are tough problems, but you can come at them from different angles, using different methods and playing to your own strengths. So I kind of like that there's a lot of openness and opportunity to look at things from different angles in philosophy.
It's sort of our job as philosophers to come up with things to say, and ideally to come up with new things to say to justify our salaries. And so I guess an annoying thing about philosophy, at least, is the requirement to generate novel insights on problems, questions that are so difficult sometimes that there just is not a sort of continuous stream of interesting and important novel insights to be had. So often, especially I think on the really, really difficult problems, it feels like we are spinning our wheels a lot. We're coming up with lots of new things to say, but things that don't necessarily advance the debate, not because people aren't trying, not because people aren't very smart, but just because the debates and the questions are so hard that there are just very few things that one can easily come up with to advance them in a substantive way.
One thing I sometimes get annoyed by, even though I think overall it's a good thing, is philosophy is a very self-aware, maybe even self-obsessed discipline, where we're constantly thinking about what we're doing, why we're doing it, and constantly criticizing ourselves. And while I think this is an important practice, I think sometimes it can feel like it's a bit much, because it's like, just do it already. So sometimes I get annoyed by that.
There's annoying things about the profession of philosophy, which is that I think a lot of people maybe don't take philosophy seriously in the way that they ought to. I think there's a lot of applications of philosophy to problems that people perhaps don't recognize. Philosophy gets a little bit of a bad rap.
The most annoying thing about philosophy might be the unfairness that not everyone can have a beard. There's a lot of great beards in the history of philosophy, and obviously not everyone can participate in that great history equally, and I find that a little bit frustrating.